guys. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another podcast, a live commentary of the 1980 film, it's R-rated sci-fi comedy, Galaxina. Yeah, I know you've probably never heard of this film, but it's part of this box set. This is Galaxina, Dorothy Stratton. It's 100 movies. Don't worry, I'm not going to do all 100. This will take me years to finish. And I'm just doing one for now. And it came in this box set, so I'm going to do this movie. And join me. The movie's about 80-some minutes long, so it's not very long. 80 or 90 minutes long. It's American International or Crown International Pictures. And I wanted to do this in loving memory of her, since the 40th anniversary was in 2020, but that was the worst year ever. So the year is 3008. This is opening crawl like Star Wars. Space travel is now routine as new galaxies were explored and more civilizations discovered. The traffic in space increased. It's like Spaceballs as well. The United Intergalactic Federation was called upon to create a police force, and soon a fleet of ships was patrolling the far reaches of the unknown star systems. And no, this is not a kids' movie. This is R-rated. This is the story of one of these ships police cruiser, number 308, the Infinity. It is also the story of the ship's crew and one of the ship's robots. She was no ordinary robot, for in the 31st century, man finally created a machine with feelings. And her name is, it's a really cool opening for a low budget. I know Josh wasn't crazy about the movie because, it's not Star Wars. But I still rather watch this than I rather watch this than there it is, Galaxina. I'd rather watch this than Avatar 2. I'd rather watch this than Lightyear because it's at least for adults, not for kids. Stephen Mott, I think he's still around. Avery Schreiber, he passed away. James David Hinton. And introducing Dorothy R. Stratton as Galaxina. I miss her. I miss her a lot. She should have lived a long, fruitful life. But I see this in her honor. Got the opening ship going. It's the opening crawl of a ship. And this is before Spaceballs came out. Because this was 1980 and that was 87, I believe. Yeah. This opening crawl is kind of like a Star Wars or a Star Trek movie. At that time, there was only like one Star Trek movie. It was the motion picture. There's the Infinity. To Infinity and Beyond. Yeah. I wanted to do something that was, a little bit different. Because I'm a different... everybody on YouTube has done Star Wars, commentaries. A lot of people are Star Trek or Guardians of the Galaxy or, what else? Some other things as well. But I'm an individual. I like to do my own commentaries of movies that people have probably never heard of because I've already reviewed this movie years ago. Yeah, Cornelius Butt. Yeah, that's his name, guys. It's a joke. It's about 96 minutes long. It's not one of the worst films ever made. I've seen way worse than this. There's movies that came out last year that were worse than that. There she is. June 6, 1980. So I can see it came out in June. Mm. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman, man. Yeah, Stephen Mott plays Sergeant Thor. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Thor. This is again decades before the first Thor movie in 2011. Stratton should have never been out with a man that was like, a psychopath. Like, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, she had a beautiful body. Could act too, even with the little film role she had. This isn't as good as Ice Pirates. I think that's a better movie. It's funnier, and even though it's a PG movie, it has a lot of balls. And the poster was awesome, but I'm not going to show it here. Um, Besides its homages and parodies of science fiction mainstays Star Trek, Star Wars, and Alien, the original Alien, because Aliens didn't come out. Some also pokes fun at the Western genre. Yeah, it won the Audience Award at 1983 Brussels International Film Festival of Fantasy Films. I'm surprised that Roger Corman didn't do this movie because he was doing Galaxy of Terror at the time. Excuse me. Hmm. I wonder what the budget was for this movie. I never seen it before. That's probably why nobody's in the chat right now because like you're doing the podcast today, yeah. Because I wanted to see he has a Dodgers jersey, yeah. It's another character. What the hell? That's why I told these actors you got to take care of yourself. Stop putting your ego in the way because what's more important, your life or your career? Just saying. This actress didn't even get to do 10 films. Like Karen Gilliam is taking care of herself. That's why she's done so many franchises. Here's some trivia for you. The Batmobile from the television series, the 1960s Batman, is parked in the streets in some. No, I'm not going to rate Galaxy, I already did. In the Western town shots. According to Rhonda Shear, neither she nor Darcy Strand agreed to do nudity in the film. Of course not, because it's not an exploitation film. The movie within this movie was the Polish East German film First Spaceship on Venus. I remember that. I saw that years ago. Film is watched by the characters of the figure was chosen because the American distribution rights were owned by Crowd International. Many of the door sound effects on board of ships are taken from Star Trek. Yeah, the '60s show. Connie Sellecca was considered for the role. Now, I'm not a fan of that actress. No. She did The Greatest American Hero. Not a fan of her. The film takes place in 3008. None of us will be alive by then, but we could dream, can we? Yeah. It's fun, and I hadn't seen the movie in a while. I like this movie because considering some of the movies on this box set, yeah, this is one of the better ones. There's flies everywhere in the basement, man. I don't know where they're coming from. There must be a nest here. And I showered. I'm gonna shower later. That's not the problem. It's because of with the heat and the lack of them taking garbage outside and all that rainwater. Yeah, it attracts bugs like a mother, man. Last year I had ants, and now it's an infestation of flies. Unknown. At least this movie makes me smile, despite what happened. Besides the production problems and low budget and the film getting forgotten because of time. But I want more people to see this movie. Hey, little Sims, you finally made it. We're 11 minutes in. And I do like watching a lot of low budget movies because I used to watch them when I was a kid. So this guy looks like a bootleg John Voight when John Voight was young in the 60s or the 70s. Yeah, he looked like this. Yeah, I thought that was John Voight. It's not him. He was doing something else in the 80s. Yeah, there is smoking and drinking in this movie, so it's not a kids' film. People think, oh, this would be a movie like my kids can watch. Yeah, if your kids are 17 or 18, not 5. Even though there's no nudity, this is not a kids' film. Dun, dun. Ric Flair's music. Woo! Yeah. Avi Schreiber, I remember he was in an episode of The Muppet Show. There's a rumor saying that they might be a TMNT 2012 movie. No, Cornelia's butt. Yeah. Dun, dun. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Man, that music is so epic. Dun, 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 dun. Nobody likes broccoli. Well, Ben likes broccoli. Don't you, Ben? That music is so epic, man. Again, it's a joke, guys. I hate butt jokes, but if it's his name, it's his name. It's like Beavis and Butthead. That nobody people took that seriously. What were you saying about what? No, there is no 2012 Ninja Turtles movie. There was Turtles Forever, and that was in 2009. And yeah, because again, And unlike But Lightyear, this movie knows what it is. It's not trying to be taken seriously, guys. Hmm. Hmm. Because Ice Pirates is a better movie because at least it has more actors that I recognize. Because you had Ron Perlman and you had what's her name, Angelica Houston. Yeah, this only has Stephen Mott and of course Dorothy Stratton, who's no longer with us. She doesn't even have dialogue until like about a half hour into the movie. I'm going to the I'm gonna go to the Alamo Draft House again next week. Finally, after 2 months, almost a month and a half. Because I had COVID, I couldn't go to the theater. I don't want to spread it. I think it goes is gorgeous. That's on you. That's you, little Sims. You're a kiddo. You can like whatever you want, but I disagree. There she is. Smoking. Like Yoda said, there is no why. He falls in love with Galaxina, which is I'm like, yeah, I don't blame him. She is still a woman. Stratton was one of the most beautiful Canadian actresses, well, females to ever exist, and it's a shame what happened. But at least that guy is in hell where he belongs. Because people that murder in cold blood should not live. They shouldn't. They don't deserve life. Period. Just my opinion. Because once you take a life and it's not self defense, you don't deserve the gift. Because life is a gift. It's every day. That's why it's called the present. Because every day is a gift. Don't waste it. Just a quick, PS, a quick message. Oh yeah, this creature. This creature looks pretty good for a practical effect. There's absolutely no CGI in this movie because, again, it was the early 80s. At least Riverdale, the sixth season will be over in July. Even if you cut the curse words in this movie, the tone feels very adult. He's giving them rocks. Yeah, choke on it. That's from Day of the Dead, which came out, I think, a few years later. Hmm. At least this movie's not a message movie, which I don't need that. There's a time and place for that, but it's not right now. There's an Asian in the movie. There's a Vulcan, I guess. Mm-hmm. There's a 2012 or the Alvin and the Chipmunks. Well, which one do you think, Little Sims? Do you have to ask a question every day, every time I do these? Sheesh. That's like people complaining in Blazing Saddles. Why are there the N words in the movie? Because it was a '70s movie and that was a different time. Plus, Mel Brooks didn't put that word to be progressive. He did that because, again, in back in the Western days when there was black people, they said that word, and I will not repeat it. Everybody's going out and having fun. Destitutes will stay at home. Yes, this is an Asian stereotype, but again, guys, 1980, not 2022, 1980. I wasn't even born yet. It's a period. It's a product of its time. Who directed this movie? Let me see. I think he's still alive. Or Hmm. The lady in your thumbnail of this movie is gorgeous. Yes, she was, man. She was. I miss her. I know I didn't even know who she was because I was. She died way a few years before I was born, and but when I saw her, and I was like, wow, that was a beautiful creature. William Sachs. Mm. That's why I treasure women so much because I want to see them live a long time. Because Carrie Fisher would have lived a lot longer if she had just taken care of herself. At least she did more than one movie. There she is in a maid's outfit. If she was alive today, she'd be in her 60s and still be beautiful. But that man that she was with, his last film was Spooky House in 2002. He also did Van Nuys Boulevard, which I do like, Incredible Melting Man, which has good effects for the time. South of Hell Mountain, Breakfast, The Force Beyond, Hot Chili, The Last Hour. Yeah, I bet you do Avery. No, not in New York City. 2001 was a nightmare. Thor. We'll be seeing Thor next week. I can't wait. I've been pumped for this ever since I saw Multiverse of Madness in May. Yeah, he wanted to grab some ass again, but nowadays because she was a desirable playmate, and I know we always fraternize with machines. What do you think I'm doing right now? Everybody's fraternized with machines since 2020 because when we couldn't go outside, what else could we do? That's not wine. Why is the wine green? That's Nickelodeon slime. If I had a woman like that, I'd treat her like a freaking queen, guys, because you know me. Where's the my an egg? She laid an egg. Stratton would have had a beautiful baby. Look at that face. You'll never be forgotten, Dorothy. I couldn't cry because I barely knew who she was. She was just there, and then it was gone in an instant. That's why you got to watch which people you have to fraternize with. If you're going to be with somebody, make sure that they're respectful, that they don't have a violent, temper. I have a temper, but I don't act like that. I will never murder somebody. I just walk away. It is a slow movie, but it's not the slowest. At least it's 90 minutes. It's not 2.5 hours or 4 hours long, like some other sci-fi movies I've seen. Now you feel all good inside. My last video was what? It's not choking, he's shaking. I'm swinging. My last review was Obi-Wan Kenobi 4 days ago. I've done 2 live streams. It's fine. The month of June is almost over, so. What title reviews are you gonna do for July? I'm thinking about it. Oof. I know. I see it. Pills. Have you seen the Raven episodes, True Colors and Food for Thought? Yes, I did. A chicken. Yes, she can. Mhm. It's only been 34 minutes into the film. Hmm. What's your opinion on those episodes? They're good. They preach a message without beating you over the head with it like now. Again, I get it. A woman is desirable. I knew that when I was a little boy. Did you see the new episodes of Alvin? Yeah, and I was laughing out loud. It is worth it. I mean, if you see Mackenzie Davis, she's basically the Dorothy Stratton of cinema now. I know. Yeah, I couldn't handle being in space with no women. I can't do it because during the pandemic I could barely see any women unless it was at home. There they are, tits. Mm-hmm. We like bosoms. Immoral display and their heterosexual men. Name one movie so terrible that not even Mr. Trying to make it worth watching. Howling 7. That movie is not a good movie. It's horrendous. Nobody should ever watch that. Any of the other Howling movies are masterpieces compared to 7. Even Reborn, and that has CGI in it. But that movie is so cheap and so boring. I'm like, yeah, nobody can watch it. There's a black guy in the movie. Yeah, it's a more progressive movie than we think. 27 years. Wow. Did you see my message? I'm seeing Lightyear in the theaters. Yeah, that's fine. You go watch it. It's meant for kids, but sort of because the beaten over agenda in it is not for kids. Just remember that when you go see it. They turned the Toy Story movie gay. That was so not worth it. Disney, I hope you can live with yourself. Don't put gay agendas in a kids movie. Nobody wants that. They didn't want it in Toy Story 3, making Ken effeminate, not gay, but effeminate. And they didn't want it with the gay couple in Finding Dory, whatever. We don't care. It's for kids. Kids don't need that. They need wholesome family entertainment, especially during these dark times before the Empire. Da da da. Yeah, I like that music. Da da. This movie's, I guess, kind of clever. Hey, it's original compared to something like the new Star Wars. I watched the Many Saints of Newark 10 times, and I really enjoyed it. Well, that isn't that prequel to uh like the God, not the Godfather, the Sopranos. Yeah, I heard it wasn't that great. So I'm guessing you're gonna watch Lightyear on Disney Plus. Yeah, and skip the gay scene because it's not needed. Why are you putting gay stuff in a Pixar movie? That'd be like if the Minions movie had a gay kiss in it. Unless it's a joke like Bugs Bunny kissing somebody. Did he just say porno? I'm like, kitties. Yeah, this movie basically. You know who saw this movie? Mel Brooks, because this is how he came up with the idea for Spaceballs. And while that is a classic comedy, this movie is pretty much his predecessor. He's like, is he? Wait, no, go back. Look at these costumes. They have a bunch of women with makeup. So it looks like a gremlin. But this is before Gremlin, so it's not a ripoff. Do you like fruit by the foot? Yeah, I used to eat those a lot. Yeah, you know why Mackenzie Davis is getting a lot of sci-fi work? Because she's drawn to that genre. I mean, look at the facts: Blade Runner 2049 and Terminator Dark Fate, and now she's doing another one. I'm like, yeah, she's drawn to that genre. It's a good genre. It's still profitable. It's a lot of creative ideas. You have a piano man that's playing the pianos from the top like this. What about fruit? What fruit gushers? I eat that. Trix yogurt. I miss those things. Yeah. Is that the wait? That's the same wig that this black girl wore in the Star Wars holiday special. Yeah. His costumes are creative. I'll give it that. There's a black girl. Yeah, with wings. Yeah. Nice nod. Mm-hmm. Smoking weed. See, told you this is not a kids movie. This is like if you did the cantina scene in Star Wars and put drugs and topless women and yeah, some not so subtle, imagery. But I wouldn't have it any other way, guys. It's like a Navi smoking weed. I don't know what James Cameron was smoking the past 13 years, but I don't want any because I don't want to be seeing blue cats in the lake that I live near. So she has a big nose. Forgot Gogurt. Yeah, they still have that. Yeah, I used to eat Gogurt all the time. Three tits. That's awesome. What if you met the Avengers? I would lose my mind. So they have the wipe like in Star Wars, but in a circle, not like this way. Stratton doesn't talk for a long time in the movie. Have you ever seen Gone with the Wind? Yeah, it's way too long. Way too long. Look at those eyes. No, Gone with the Wind is just too long. I can't get into it because of the length. It's well made. It's just too long. It's boring, and just the romance goes on forever, and the ending is downbeat. So it's not really my movie. Yeah, Mackenzie Davis deserves a franchise that's going to be profitable because Blade Runner only flopped because again it was so long and people didn't really miss it because the original wasn't a huge hit. It's not a mainstream movie. It's a more like a cult film. Or they're in cryo sleep. Are you going to watch Elvis? No. Think it looks better than Don't Worry, Darling? No. Both movies are skipped for me because I saw the first one, the trailers, and I'm like, yeah, an actor I don't like, and then the Don't Worry, Darling. Olivia Wilde is not the problem. Again, it's who she chose as her leads. Yikes. Yeah. I know she wants to be more progressive, but yeah, I think this is a mistake. How come you hate Austin Butler? Because he hasn't done a good movie in a long time. I didn't like him on Zoe 101, replacing Chase. I didn't like him in when he was with Vanessa Hudgens. I didn't like him in the Sharpay movie. The only film I liked him in was Aliens in the Attic because that he was an ensemble cast. But he's just not a good actor. To me, he's just very dull. We're almost an hour in. Yeah, the movie is a little bit slow, but I told Josh, early 80s movie. You weren't around in the 80s. I was. A lot of movies were slow back then. Does Elvis look worse than Don't Worry? They look equally bad, in my opinion. Hmm. Opinion on Baz Luhrmann. He's a weird director. Claw. Here she talks about 52 minutes into the movie, 53 minutes in. Chloe Cherry, I don't even know who that is. You look that up. Yeah, my friend Josh knows what I think about women. How would you rank Alvin and the Chipmunks 2015? Did you see my last question? You again. You guys put too many questions on this podcast. Again, this is a podcast, not a Q&A. Just so that you know, guys. I keep saying that. We've been through this. Uh, that voice. 56 minutes into the movie, she finally talks in her. Yeah, Chloe Cherry was in Euphoria in 7 episodes of Euphoria, and she's a an adult film actress. Yeah, I'll just say that. I don't want to get a flag. Mm, my friend Josh knows I fall in love with a woman really quick. I don't need 10 years to do that. Mm, I know you were. How would you feel if you woke up in a big room full of Betamax tapes? Be weird. Yes, I love it. I love it. No, no, leave it. Leave it female. I know, Stephen Ma. I know. Hey, hey, Electric Dino 75. Well, she does have a badge. It's just, it's a robotic one. Hey, John Avenger fan, you made it. We're about an hour into the movie. Yeah, because once I met Olivia Wilde in 2019, I was like, I can't contain how excited a woman gets me. I don't shake when I talk to guys because they're just guys like me. We're just bros. We talk and we get it over with. But with her, my legs are shaking like I had freaking Alzheimer's. Yeah, I was like this. I was so scared. The King of Sky Island came out the same release date as Artemis Fowl. Yeah, I heard it's good, but that ship looks cool. I heard you're watching the Flintstones. It was amazing. Yeah, yeah, I did watch the 1994 film, and I had a great time. Yeah, now Cornelius Butt has a big beard. Like he looks like Cousin It. Do you prefer Terminator or Red? Terminator. My aching wings. Does Marcel the Shell with shoes on look good or bad in your opinion? Marcel the Shell. I don't even know what that is. This is stock footage from another movie from 1962 called The First Spaceship on Venus. Yeah. I saw that years ago. I saw that back in like 2008, 2009. It's on the other box set. Isn't Galaxy supposed to be so bad it's good? Yeah, in a way, but it's not horrible. Like people like, oh my god, this movie's so stupid. It's a comedy, guys. It's a sci-fi comedy with some parodies. That some work and some don't. Plus, I haven't done an early '80s movie since Empire Strikes Back, so I wanted to do something like that because that's a cool looking design. Aliens only. Ooh, that's a cool outfit. Looks like the new Riddler. Which Alvin and the Chipmunks 2015 season the funniest? I don't know. I haven't seen some of them. Bloody Mary, Skin and Tonic, Scotchman on the Rocks, Mother's Milk, Earth Cola, Desserts, uh, Thigh Pie, Baked Alaskan, Earth Cola, Poached Legs on Toast, Stir Fried Innards. Mm. Is that squid thing? This still has more creativity and imagination than Spots. Yeah, Spock. Yeah, because the Star Trek movies were going to be huge in the '80s because you had Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock and Voyage Home and well the fifth one was kind of weak, but the first three sequels were pretty good. The Darwin P. Kid films, the second film is number one, then it's the third movie, and then it's the first film. I haven't seen the fourth one, so I'm not doing it. Hey, Pinocchio, true story with Pauly Shore. Yeah, skitty, skitty, skitty. What was that? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in any non-Disney Pinocchio movie. Let's go, Tybalt. Future awaits. Skitty, skitty, skitty. I'm like, of course she is. That looks like Baraka from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Think RoboCop is a ripoff of the Terminator? No, because they're two completely different things. That was robots coming from the future. He's a man that becomes a machine, so it's different. I know. I watched Lamb A24 not too long ago. I thought it was meh. It's nice to look at it, but the story is over the place and it's weird. Yeah, and those movies are way more slow than this. At least there's some nice imagery in this movie. Oh, that's great. The blue star. Uh, Zendaya's doing a film. It's called Challengers. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she's bending over in that tight spandex. Yeah, and if Mackenzie Davis wore something like that, I'm gonna have her like right then and there. Sounds like an Atari game. What if Terminator aired on Freeform? Yeah, they would cut all the violence out. I don't watch movies censored anymore because it just doesn't feel. It feels like I'm not a kid anymore. There's nothing to hide from me. What you should cut out is things that don't need to be there in the first place. Not things like, oh, let's cut out nudity in a PG movie from back in the '80s because it's going to hurt the kids. What's going to hurt the kids more, that or seeing two women kissing in an animated film? Just saying, guys. Have I seen Moulin Rouge? I saw some of Romeo and Juliet, Baz Luhrmann's version, but it's weird. Uh, I, I love that they put an item in a movie has its own theme music. That would be like if the Death Star had its own theme music. You mean they would censor swearing? Yeah, Disney could put an F bomb on Disney Plus, yet they can't put. Let's get out of here. Come on. Look at those eyes. Under what conditions would you watch Moulin Rouge? Well, if I can watch it at home. I heard that it's nice to look at, but it's really weird and it's an action scene. Yeah, it's not a lot of action in the movie. It's just mostly sci-fi comedy. Get sausage. Yeah, everything this guy says is like something out of a it's like something out of a fortune cookie. And I'm like, yeah, again, different time, guys. Asians would not talk like that in 2022. If you've seen, yes, this movie's very weird, but again, I delved into weird when I was a kid. So, a man becoming a robot, that sounds too much like the Terminator. No, it's not, because are you going to do a live commentary on the Terminator? Not right now. I have a lot of things to do in July coming up. So, where's the Batmobile? What are your thoughts on Lightyear? I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to say it. I'm just not looking forward to it because of that stupid agenda they had to put in the movie. That was not even needed in the first place. If it was just a Buzz and Sock movie, that would have been fine. You don't have to have a Pixar movie with 15 quirky characters. You can have two. Wally had two in the beginning of that movie. He had Wally and Eve, and then the roach is like kind of a side thing. They don't show people in that movie until almost an hour into the movie. Yeah, and that movie worked, and it won an Oscar. It's Harley Davidson. Get it? Sin, not son. Uh, Room. Yeah, if gas prices keep going up, people are going to have to use bikes because you don't have to put gas in that. Uh, do This feels like a completely different movie when they get to this part. Do you wish Cal was in more movies these days? Yeah, he's done well. Justin Lin will make a Transformers movie without explosions. Oh, yeah. That is a funny joke. It's predictable, but because I don't know where it's coming from. It, mm-hmm. See, not a kids movie. It sure doesn't. I just watched both Avengers again. I enjoying it more than Infinity War. It's fine because both movies are great. They're movies that transcended the superhero genre, and no movie this year will make $2 billion because again, even though Top Gun Maverick made it to $1 billion, it's going to stop at that. It won't be $2 billion because again, it won't appeal to everybody. mainly because of the adult content, the curse words, etc. Which is stupider, Mexican Drake Bell in Rogue One or any stupid thing in Pinocchio? Well, Mexican Drake Bell is still in this. Is still on. He's going to be on Disney Plus. So him, because that Pinocchio movie was dubbed badly dubbed from. It was a Russian movie that came out probably like last year in 2020. What is this? Greece? Yeah, this scene is a little bit too slow. It's a little bit long. I think they should have just gone back on the ship. I don't like that yellow tint that they use for that other movie, First Spaceship on Venus, because it looks weird. It just doesn't look like space anymore. It looks like a discolored western. It's like when they colorized films for the first time. It looked like that. What is that thing? A Pokemon? That's just a puppy with a thing over its body. Mm-hmm. Bunny Fluff. That's cute. That sounds like that's a cute name for a Pokemon. Lone Ranger music, yeah. Still better than that Disney version because that movie is so long. Oh my god, that movie's so long. Still better than the Disney movie. The best part of that movie is the last 15 minutes on the train. That scene kicked ass. And I'm like, Disney, you should have made the whole movie like that. Not some slow, plotting, boring freaking Western with the pacing of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I'm sorry. Those movies could be easily shorter. You know, not every film needs to be another Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. How does Precious look in your opinion? Oh, that movie looks horrifying. Hooray for low budget cinema. I love when they use classic music. Oh, that tint looks horrible. It's like they're in a Virtual Boy. Probably the worst looking shot in the movie. And I know this doesn't have the cinematography of Dune or Mandalorian or anything like that, because again, they didn't have the budget for that. But I appreciate the effort, guys. Despite this movie's flaws, I appreciate the effort. Yeah. That was a fun scene, yeah. Hearing that music again, because I'm sorry, there's a reason that Lone Ranger movie is not on Disney Plus. One, because of Johnny Depp, but he's free of charges now, so he can. They should put it on there. The movie's it came out almost almost 10 years ago, so it's time to release it on Disney Plus. It's not like it's an R-rated movie. Like I said, best part of the movie is the last 15 minutes on the train because it feels like an episode of the show. You have the chase sequence. You have Tonto flying around. It's got the energy of the show. It's got a lot of Blue Star. While this is not Darth Vader, he's still less ridiculous than Kylo Ren because he can't keep his mask on, and yet when he throws it to which franchise is more famous to TMNT is. There's another wipe. I want the new Thor to be weird and quirky and different because again, I don't want boring because Eternals was boring and I can't deal with that again. No. Happy hour spirits. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the footage from the movie from 1962. They were able to use it because it was already like 20 years old by that time. Yeah, it was almost 20 years old. There's the little creature. What will you do if somebody gave you a DVD of the unrated version of Epic Movie? Watch it once and that's it. See, they're kissing. Uh, yeah, she did. Mm. It's the only option for me, guys. A vulva. Look it up. Casey Undercover. I never saw Shake It Up. Yeah, the Grandmaster wasn't even in the trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder, so he's probably going to be in the film for less than 5 minutes. Hustle is one of the best Adam Sandler movies. Hustle? Don't you mean? Wait, Hustle. Yeah, you must be. What was that? And this guy's getting high. Yeah, they definitely were on some substances when they came up with this because it's ridiculous. No, never. If you do, you need help. I mean, the 2022 film Hustle. Yeah, I never heard of it. I heard that Uncut Gems was like his last great film, but how would you do if Anna Blunt wins an Oscar? Well, she won't. Yeah, the movie's over. Yeah, rest in peace, Dorothy Stratton. At least you're not suffering anymore, and nobody can hurt you anymore. Thank you, Blue Girl. Yeah, he gets the last lines in the movie, Cornelius. But uh, all the Disney roles is in there. What would be your favorite one? I don't know. Maybe Zapped is pretty good. I mean, that's when I first started liking her. Let's go get a pizza. Okay, that's it. We're done. Yeah, we're done now. I just wanted to hear the last of the dialogue. There's no post-credit scene because this never got a sequel. I bet if Stratton had not passed away, they would have done a sequel to this because it's such a cult classic. It's a fun movie. It's not for everybody, clearly. I mean, none of you guys have even heard of this film. My friend Josh just saw. I gave it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd, which is fine. Again, it's not for everyone. I like it because the lead actress is beautiful. She only has like maybe 10 lines of dialogue or less, and she leaves an impression. I'm like, she was so gentle and so sweet and such a beautiful creature. But she'll never be forgotten, and neither will this movie. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and this is the disc. And I'll see you guys in the next review or live stream. So take it easy.